So with the announcement of 4 brand new Sims 4 kits, many simmers have got a little bit annoyed, and that's because they feel like stuff packs are being undervalued and EA aren't making them anymore, because clearly kits are much more profitable for them, allegedly. The thing about a kit is it contains 1/3 of a stuff pack, because a stuff pack has cast, build stuff, and gameplay. Kits, on the other hand, only have one thing, which is either cast or build stuff. It depends on your region, but in most places, a kit is half the price of a stuff pack. Let's say hypothetically there's a build kit, a cast kit, and a buy kit, and they were each $5 each. That's $15 for cast, build stuff, and gameplay. A stuff pack, on the other hand, is usually $10. I'm talking in dollars. What I'm really talking about is pounds, because that's what it is in British pounds. Anyway, what I'm saying is you're basically getting less content at a higher price point when you consider all 3 of those factors bundled together. When kits were first announced, we got Bust the Dust kit, we got the Throwback Fit kit, and we got the Country Kitchen kit. And EA did say, I can't remember whether it was officially or not, or whether it was just an EA employee on Twitter, but somebody who was officially working at EA in their official capacity said kits don't mean that stuff packs are being killed off. Well, EA did tell a little bit of a lie there, it seems. The last ever stuff pack that was released for The Sims 4 was a Paranormal stuff pack. This was released in January 2021, so it's been about 2 years and 3 months since we've last had a stuff pack. In the past, we would usually get, 1 or 2 stuff packs a year, so it is very clear that EA have made a halt on stuff packs for now. Paranormal stuff, even though it's the last ever stuff pack for The Sims 4, is actually the biggest stuff pack that we've ever had, and that's because it contains so much amazing gameplay content. Many people have even compared it to a game pack with the gameplay it contains because it's so in depth. This has led many simmers to speculate that Paranormal stuff simply set the bar way too high. Because the pack contains so much stuff, now every other stuff pack after that must also contain a lot of stuff. Not all stuff packs are jam packs with content. The first ever stuff pack for The Sims 4 Luxury Party Stuff, which was released in May 2015, contained barely anything. It contained barely any build stuff, barely any cast, even less than the majority of kits, by the way, and the gameplay is totally obsolete, and that's because the gameplay that was in it is now contained in some other packs like the buffet table. Another stuff pack, which is the next release stuff pack for The Sims 4, which was Perfect Patio Stuff, released in June 2015. The reason why everybody wanted this pack is because it contained a hot tub which didn't exist in The Sims 4 base game, although now we do have a hot tub in The Sims 4 base game, so again this pack is very much useless. Stuff packs in The Sims 4 are very inconsistent. Some are very high quality, others are very low quality, but they do have the potential to be really great, especially when we look at packs like Paranormal stuff or even Nifty Knitting. That is one of the most unique Sims 4 packs we've ever seen, and I personally think it's a very enjoyable pack which has excellent cross-pack play. And let's be honest, there are so many ideas for features that you'd want in The Sims 4 but may not necessarily fit into an entire pack itself and would be more suited to just a simple stuff pack rather than a game pack or an expansion pack. I know one thing that simmers have been asking for ages is to have bands and musicians, and having, a stuff pack with loads of new musical objects would be amazing. We have pianos, guitars, and violins in the base game, and we have microphones, but what about a stuff pack which comes with remeshes of all of these objects? The Growing Together expansion pack comes with an upright piano, which is the only one in the game, but what about a stuff pack that also includes this? What about including also a drum set, because we don't have drums in The Sims 4? What about the ability to play as a band together? It could potentially come with maybe some punk style cast, because we don't really have much of that, and I think that would fit the pack very, very well. They could have a bass guitar, they could have a trombone or something, they could have a studio producer rabbit hole career or something. That's a nice little stuff pack that I think a lot of people would love and buy. They could add a hobby stuff pack. A lot of people have asked for ballet in The Sims 4, like in The Sims 2 3 time. Why not add a stuff pack with ballet and a ballet pole or whatever they're called. I don't know what they're called. Maybe they could add a barbershop hairdresser's stuff pack, which comes with a very small active career, maybe where you work from home and clients come to your house, and it comes with a chair where you can change up their hairstyle. That's a simple little stuff pack that would work very nicely. Clearly, there's a lot of things that Sims want, especially things that existed in previous Sims games but don't exist in The Sims 4. We do all know that EA is cash grabby, like, let's be honest, and they do often make decisions to make money for themselves and not necessarily for the players. I personally think that bringing back stuff packs would be a great way to regain the trust of players. The truth is, quality of Sims 4 packs have been dropping gradually over the years. EA has full monopoly over the life simulation gaming genre, which means that they can get away with it. And even if people complain about it, they still buy the packs because it's the only life simulation game that exists. Somebody made a tweet about this, and I think it perfectly summarizes the issue, or what it may be allegedly, and it's a good educated guess. This is not the first time they shelved stuff packs. After My First Pet Stuff, Sim Guru Graham moved on to another team, and there was no longer a stuff pack team. There was a year and a half between My First Pet Stuff and Moschino Stuff, and stuff packs had changed to include more gameplay like active careers and new systems. My guess is that stuff packs were not meeting sales targets and the team had to rethink them. And then saying, I believe kits were introduced as an experiment to see whether the $5 price point would be more enticing by targeting specific players than $10 ones to target all of them and risk having the pack not appeal. And then says, I believe they won't confirm or deny whether stuff packs will return because they're still unsure whether there's a place for them. I think this honestly puts it perfectly. And leading on to what I said before, why would EA make, 3 things, gameplay, cast, and build stuff, when they could just make one thing and potentially it's lower financial risk for them? But then I also can't help but think like EA is a multi-billion-dollar company. In The Sims 3, we had this store with tons of stuff. You think kits are bad? Take a look at The Sims 3. It was bloody awful and cash grabby. But there was a lot of variety and choice here. It was very confusing. But we had custom world sets, for example, where you can buy custom worlds. There is premium new gameplay content. With stuff packs gone, it's hard to imagine really what a stuff pack is anymore. And honestly, I don't think EA really know what a stuff pack is anymore. But if they had the resources back then to make loads of stuff for the Sims 3 store, like, why can't they do that for the Sims 4? That's what I want to know. And I think a lot of Sims 4 players are just a little bit frustrated with the way EA works. Honestly, I do think the way that EA manages the Sims 4 is very strange because they give themselves these weird limitations that they never did with previous Sims games. I don't know exactly what goes on in the Sims team, EA Maxis. I don't know what their work culture is like. I don't know what their teams are. But from my knowledge that I do have, it seems like they have a very, very strange business structure, and it results in them having all of these weird limitations when it comes to making packs and putting different features in different packs. And I don't really think it benefits the player, and I don't really think it benefits EA that well either, because they often backtrack on what they do and what they say. I don't know what their team structure is in their company, but they often say they'll do something, but then they don't do it. I just feel like they have very poor structural problems, and you wouldn't really expect that from a multi-billion-dollar company, but I think they do, in my opinion, based on my limited knowledge. I do hope EA listens to Sims 4 players who are saying they want stuff packs back, because clearly there are people who will buy them. The Sims 4 has been released right now for many, many years, and the foundations of the game, although they are very rocky foundations, they are already set up. So I can't imagine it will be that difficult for them really to introduce a new stuff pack. I know every time they add new gameplay into the game, often it breaks, but I feel like they could find a way of adding some kind of isolated bit of gameplay that doesn't. I don't know what you think about that, but clearly a lot of Simmers want stuff packs, and I wanted to voice your opinions in this video. Maybe somebody from EA will see it and have a discussion, who knows? I hope something good comes out of it. Make sure you subscribe so you do not miss any future Sims 4 updates. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.